Sanbanani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Sibongile and the Dlaminis. So guys, this episode actually starts off, remember last episode closed off with Usamke catching Usangweni, and Sangweni just froze because he did not expect that. So this episode opens up at that scene, guys. Usangweni is caught and he's just holding the oil bear, and Usamke is so surprised, and she says to him, like, you can't just stand there and say nothing after so much pain like you've caused me. Like, I want the truth, speak up. Like, why have you been sabotaging Stolo Samganji? Sangweni goes to answer and says, the truth is, I did all of this because I wanted you, Utuhambe. I wanted you to leave this place. And when I mean I wanted you to leave this place, or I wanted you to leave, I mean ukuthi bengifuna ukuthi ushiye umndeni wami, uyekele ubaba wami, and all of us ushiye phansi nje and leave all of us alone. My mother hardly left, like umawami usanda kuhamba nje, and already like you've taken over her things. And then Usamke is looking at Usangweni and she's so stunned, and she's like I don't want nothing that's of your mother's. Like I'm not trying to take anything of your mother's. Sangweni is like, hey, boy, this shop that you're using, whose shop is it? Like, why do you want to take my mother's position like so much? Like, look, you're even trying to take ubaba. But what I'm going to tell you, Kemanje, is khohlwa, because none of this is going to happen. None of that is going to happen. You are not just going to come and take a position that does not belong to you. And secondly, lomjole nuzamayo uyekeni, because ngeke usebenze, like, it won't happen. Sangweni, that time, that's the thing, like I had predicted which once Sangweni is caught, I don't expect him to say sorry and be apologetic. I expected this type of response where he's like, listen, I'm gonna tell Usamke where to get off. Then he goes on to say, well, wait, I am not asking you, like I'm telling you to leave us alone, basically threatening us. And then he just walks off. While he walks off, Usamke is like, Sangweni, Lisa. But that time he's outside already. But you could see that he heard the part that Usamke said Lisa, and we see him standing outside, like almost as if he did not expect that response from Usamke. He did not expect her to be saying, I'm sorry, whereas he has ruined so many things for her. He expected her like to be mad. Then, guys, we see another scene where now Usamke and Usangweni, they are sitting down. So Taba Usangweni decided to come back in, and they're having a conversation, and Usamke is explaining to Usangweni about how she grew up, how her father like worked at a very distant place, a place that was dangerous, and every day she would panic about whether her father was going to come back, whether he's safe. But every time her father came back, like approaching, she'd run to him. I'm seizing him, but I petty. So she's basically, so Usangweni says, like, why are you telling me all this? She goes on to say, Wuti, I know the feeling of loving someone that much, and I know you love ubabwako, and all I'm trying to say is that he loves you too. Like Uvuma loves you, and he speaks so well about you, Wuti, like how you take care of Osisbako, like how Tomega, like how you're just such a good person. Like he is very fond of you and he speaks highly of you. And you know the funny thing is that when some guests saying that you can see Sangweni's his face lighten up, at that time, guys, those are words that Usangweni needs to hear. At this point, Usangweni is feeling lost and is feeling like he doesn't belong. So to hear that he does actually matter to someone and that someone actually does love him, like it kind of softened his heart in a different way. And I love the dynamic that, or the way that Usamke decided to take. I think this was such an important thing to see, especially if you are like a stepmother or you come into situations like this, that sometimes, guys, ingane are going through their own things. And yes, it's painful for you and it's easy for you to say, hey, ungijwayela kabi, akahlonipha abantu abadala ini. But at times, it's important to acknowledge like to acknowledge what these people are going through, because you are coming into a situation where people had their existing relationships and things have to change because so called awareness. So be sympathetic towards that. Usamke goes on to say, Wuti, like, I am promising you that what you did is going to stay between me and you. Wushuwuti, she's saying, I'm not going to tell Uvuma of what you did because I don't want you to get in trouble. So it's going to stay between me and you. You can see like her heart, like not her heart, Sangwen is like heart opened up to her there and there. And with Sangwen, it goes on to say Uchiak or Lisa, but you could see they made up, you guys. Sometimes in real life it's not that simple, but yeah, guys, sometimes you just need to have the heart for such things. And yeah. And then anyway, we see Usbongile. She goes and see Uchabu at that place of his where he does his clay pots and whatnot. So she goes and see Uchabu, thanking him, basically telling him, "Ukuthi ngiyabonga. Thank you for sending the lawyer that you sent to me. Like, she has been of great help. But there's something I want to speak to you about, Jabu. Ukuthi like le ndaba yokuthi uzibuyisele to the Dlaminis, like she goes on to say, "Wuti, I feel somehow about it and I feel bad about it because Ukwento has consistently shown me kindness and he's naturally umuntu olungile. Like, he's naturally a good person." Jabu just looks at Usbongile and is like, "Siyambongela phela." Like to say, "Wuti, ezakhe lezo agizimngeni mina. If he's good for himself." And then Sibongile goes on to say, Jabu, like like all I'm trying to say is that like ayikho indlela eningabonisana ngayo, like can't you guys like sit down, have a discussion or conversation and see and try to find a common ground regarding this issue. Jabu says, "Beng alubonisa something, Sibongile," and he shows her the clay pot. He goes on to tell Usbongile the story about how him having even the shop of a clay pots where he does these clay projects, that it actually started with his father. His father was so good at doing this. His father could actually do these type of things in his sleep, to an extent that they actually called him ukuthi bekanezandla zikaNkulunkulu. That's how good he was at molding. That's how good he was at molding the clay. And he goes on to say, Uti, that Dlaminis took all of that away from me. So manje, for you to stand there, Uti, I must just forgive them like that. That's something I can't do, Bandla. The Dlaminis destroyed my family. Usbongile, after that sub story, she says Nyakolisa Jabu, and she goes ahead and she hugs Jabu, feeling sorry for him, of course, after that story. Then we see Uvelepi. She comes to some girl's shop and she comes to see somewhere and someone, it looks like he's doing his homework or something like that. And when she comes in there, she's like, Upi Uvuma. Hey, boy, guys, Uvelepi doesn't even call Uvuma ngobaba anymore. She calls him either Ubaba Sibongile or Uvuma. That's what little money has done for Uvelepi at this point. So anyway, she brought Usangweni a pair of sneakers, limited edition, at her way of saying we are Olisa. And listen, Usangweni, at first he didn't want the gift, but when he heard and Uvelepi opened the box and when he saw the limited edition sneakers, he was so excited. He was like, "Naskoba manje, like, can I wear them now?" And he was so happy. I know Winnipie was also happy that it looked like now they were fine. Winnipie was going on to say, Wuti, I'm going to make sure, Wuti, I help you to find your father and whatnot. And Usangwen is like, no, it's fine. Like, forget about that and don't. Then Winnipie ends up leaving. The thing is, I see Winnipie doing up and down at Opa to come and see Usangwen. What about her son? Or maybe about Ugibo, he's with his father and his family, and with Usangwen it's different because the people he's staying with aren't his biological family. But I don't get it of how she's trying to fix one thing, her relationship with her brother, but at the same time she is destroying the other thing of Umanwaba growing up without a mother. or suddenly, because uManqaba knows his mother at that age and suddenly akasekho. Like imagine what that's doing to the child. And she doesn't talk about uManqaba. She doesn't seem to worry about uManqaba. The only thing she's really worried about is uSangweni, maybe because she thinks uManqaba's too young, but I don't get that, you guys. Then anyway, we see a conversation Jabu is having with his sister, and his sister's laughing there. It's like, yo, I didn't see this coming. Phela le ntombazane iyazifela ngokwenzo. I thought that she would be loyal to ukwenzo. Jabu goes on to say, hayi ke yabona yesisi wami le ntombazane loyal kumina. Like uSibongile, she's loyal to me. Ngivele ngimtshele i-story esidabekisayo. I tell her some sob story and she falls for it. She falls for it and she eats from my hand, basically. I'm just like, yo. And then Jabu goes on to say to his sister, oh, Futi, that lawsuit idea, Siswami. Like, listen, that was your personal touch. While Usbongile will be busy explaining Zinde's Ningi to the lawyer, she won't have time to be betraying us. Usbongile, not Usbongile. Jabu's sister laughs and she's like, okay, that's glad she's happy for her brother. That it seems like things are advancing. She's like, oh, okay, so what's next? What's the plan? Jabu goes on to say, firstly, we're going to sabotage the shipment. The shipments, obviously, that's to do with the Dlaminis businesses. Firstly, we're going to sabotage the shipment. We'll start milking them dry because they don't know what you mean sebenza nama Egyptians. So Uchab basically wants to manipulate and sabotage the shipment so that something goes wrong. Kantu Jabu has inside connections to make sure that these things go wrong. Jabu goes on to say, secondly, anyone osebenzisana nabo Dlamini, anyone who's working for the Dlaminis, they must be fully aware of the kind of people they are dealing with. And lastly, personal touch against Siswami, Sibongile's lawsuits. Yeah, I'm just like, Jabu has this all planned out. Like, listen, the Dlaminis don't know what's coming their way. Like, it's going to be left, right, and center. And the cherry on top is going to be Sibongile's lawsuit. And they're going to finish them like that. So Jabu's sister laughs and she's like, that sounds like a good plan. Now, the sad thing is that Sibongile, she obviously doesn't know that her suing the Dlaminis is all part of the plan. But that's the thing. I'm just like Sibongile. Sometimes she's slow a little bit. Because I even feel like, even besides her thinking of this lawsuit thing being part of the plan, I feel like, why didn't she even think of the possibility of Jabu manipulating her? Because I feel if Sibongile ever says, listen, I don't want you to, I'm not going to be in on this and whatnot, and I'm going to tell Uwenzo, he's going to threaten her and say, listen, the lawyer, like, who do you think is paying those fees for the lawyer or something? Like, I just don't trust Jabu, and I don't see how Sibongile continues to trust Jabu whilst every time he's mad or she does something with Gwen, or like he does funny things. Anyway, we see a scene where Gwenzo goes and see Sibongile esikolweni, you guys. And Gwenzo just shows up and Sibongile is like, Gwenzo, like, how did you find me here? Because I was also wondering, in the whole campus, Gwenzo, like, listen, please, these producers must not lie to us. But Gwenzo goes on to say that he did see Uzama, so he went to the room, he found Uzama, and Zama told Gwenzo where he would probably find Sibongile, and that's where he found her. Gwenzo goes on to say, Sibongile, I've been worried about you. And listen, I understand because it seems like they've been distant. Gwenzo goes on to say, I've been worried about you, Sibongile. Like, what's wrong? Like, speak to me. Sibongile, you can see ebusweni bakhe, guys, on her face that there is something that's eating her, but which is the Jabu thing, but she can't speak. She's like, no, it's nothing, it's really nothing. I'm fine. Now he has bonen waiting right. Gwenzo takes her hand and he's like, talk to me. You know that there's no secrets between us, right? She's like, no, Gwenzo, like, I promise you, like, I'm fine. Like, I'm not luto, like, it's just things in your head and what. And Gwenzo takes her answer for that. Then again, guys, we see Upremiso. Upremiso is at some restaurant. He's meeting up nabanye abafana about 2. When he gets there, he's like, yo, madoda kudala ngilindile yazi bengicabanga ukuthi yimi engi-early kanti senizitholele itafula lana, you guys are sitting inside and whatnot. And these guys are just looking at Ukaniso busy chatting away. And then they're like, iphi imali. And he takes out the money. He's like, nah, imali. Noba iphelelanga. Like, it's not complete. Kodwa izoza enye. Like, the other one's gonna come. Phela indodakazi yami like ile mali and uyongisizayo ukuthi ngibhadale iy'koloto zami. I'm just like, Temiso lied to Uvelepi saying that he got robbed. He took that gig money and is going to pay Ikoloto Zaki, you guys. So anyway, now he's like bafethu nginesicelo lana ukuthi lento ukuthi ningishaye ngifuna imali. I don't think it's a good idea because mina ngisebenza ngobuso, like I work with my face. I use my face to get deals for my daughter. Manje if panel beta, like how will people take me seriously with bruises on my face? So can we at least like notify one another, notify me in a different way than hitting me? Because if you guys really want me to pay back your money, you guys need to stop doing this. Guys, that is a scam. Siga vele pige ukuthi her father is taking the money and he's paying ikoloto zakhe, you guys. Then he begs them ukuthi ngizanikeza imali yenu. The more gigs I get for my daughter, I'm gonna pay your money. Please think about it. Please, like, stop hitting me. We thought that the reason why Uqiniso had bruises was because he was robbed. Kanti was hit by these people, abomashonisa bakhe, or these people that he owes. Next thing, guys, we see Uvusi get like making a phone call. Ellie's like, Mr. Amon, I hope Puguti, you're happy with your shipments. I tell Mr. Amon's like, how can I be happy, Vusi? Like, what I ordered is not what I got in. So this is the sabotage that Uvusi, that Jabu was talking about. Mr. Amon is basically saying here it was delivered, his goods, but it was not what he had ordered. Now, Mr. Amon ufuni deposit yake, ufuni refund yake. He's like, you know what? I want my refund. I don't want to talk anything like you guys are amateurs or angazi I'm a fraud or whatnot, but I don't care. All I'm telling you is refund my money immediately. If you don't refund my money, you will never work on this continent again. While Gauvusi is trying to beg Mr. Amon, which no, Mr. Amon, I'm sorry, I don't know where things went wrong. I'm going to try and double check. Here will rectify things. Unchangai is walking in and we can hear the whole conversation. But listen, Mr. Amon is not hearing it. The call ends up ending, you guys, and Unchangai just says Uvusi went in. Like, what have you done? Guys, it's about to go down. Like, it's about to be smacked down for the Dlaminis. They don't know what is coming their way. Anyway, let's park it right here. That is the recap of the latest episode of Sibongile and the Dlaminis. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge. And I'll see you guys on the next one.